Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dawg with a vlog coming to you guys with a brand new video. Today is a new video that I've wanted to do for the last couple days, but I've been super swamped with the move-in stuff and just getting settled into the apartment. Make sure you check out the vlogs that I uploaded on the channel. But today I did want to do another Dawghouse discussion, and today, like I said, I wanted to talk about this for a couple of days, and that is kind of the Air Jordan alternate collection that we've seen in 2016. What kind of started this was I saw pictures of a shoe called the Shattered Backboard alternate, which is the alternate version of the Shattered Backboard Jordan 1, which was a huge hype shoe in 2015. So I kind of wanted to give my thoughts on the alternate collection. I want to kind of talk about some of the hits, some of the misses that Jordan Brand has had, and what silhouettes I would like to see them maybe take on in the future. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So there have been a couple of alternate shoes, the alternate Jordan 4s, which were just the red and white colorway, the alternate Jordan 7s. I know there are a couple more. I'll throw some pictures around so you guys will know what I'm talking about. But the latest one that I've seen is the alternate Shattered Backboard Jordan 1. And usually I'm not a huge fan of the alternate collection. As you guys do know, I do have the alternate Jordan 4 that I picked up for a super steal of, I think it was like $130. Below retail, I paid $143 for these as opposed to $190.
Cut your hair, boy, that hair like all fucked up.
And I think to me that is definitely a hit shoe. I think the subtle details they had on the shoe was just really there, and I think the quality was nice, and it's a very simple colorway, just a red and white, very clean, and it wasn't an infrared, it wasn't any kind of, a pinkish salmon red, a crimson red, it was a straight, fire red, varsity red colorway. Another alternate shoe that we saw was the Air Jordan 7 Tinker alternate, which for me was probably the biggest disappointment shoe of the year, because initially they had announced that in its place was going to be the Olympic 7s, or Love of the Game 7s, which to me is the best Jordan 7. I think that it's just a really cool, USA Olympic themed shoe, especially with the Olympics, going on in the last couple of weeks, last month or so. Definitely was a shoe that I would have loved to have and wear, because like I said, it is my favorite 7. That was the rumor that it was going to be this, Olympic 7, and I was ecstatic because at the time, I was working at a shoe store, so I was like, that's an easy win for me. I'm going to be getting them for discounted price. However, when they announced that it was instead going to be the Tinker alternate, which was a completely different shoe with a midsole fade and some weird color blocking in other places, just really not anything that I was interested in copying and getting my actual hands on it. At least from the pairs that I saw, the quality was nowhere near what we wanted them to be, and I just felt like we had not only missed out on a really classic Jordan colorway, but we also missed out on a really cool opportunity to have materials. With a lot of these new colorways of Jordans that are kind of coming out, like new colorways and things, the only thing that they have going for them to me is going to be materials. Because a lot of times the colorways I have no interest in, because a lot of them just look corny, they look campy. But the thing about, that they can really do is bring good materials, and some good examples of that is the Shattered Backboard 1, which is, a brand new Jordan 1 colorway, but was so wildly successful, in part due to the colorway, but also due to the materials, the leather. People ranted and raved about the leather on the Shattered Backboard 1s. Another good example is the Brazil 6s, which came out a couple of years ago, but that is said to have some of the best quality on any Jordan ever. Or things like, the Just Dawn 2s, which is kind of a different situation because it is a collaboration, but with a lot of these new colorways, the only thing they really have going for them, or the thing that's going to attract people the most, is going to be the materials. And so to get the alternate 7 definitely just seems like kind of a waste to me, because it wasn't a good colorway, definitely not as nice as what the original shoe was, and the materials just weren't really all there. That's just my opinion though, and that kind of brings me into the alternate Shattered Backboard, which in my opinion is the best alternate shoe we've seen. Usually I'm not a huge fan of orange, but something about this orange that I'm seeing I really like. I've seen two kinds of oranges. I've seen a Shattered Backboard Michael Jordan in Italy orange, and I've also seen a more of a burnt, like Texas orange. I think I like the Shattered Backboard orange. I've only seen the Texas orange on a shoe. It was called it was the Shattered Backboard 2.0 alternate, and I'm not sure what that 2.0 really means. I would need to do a little more research on that. I think it is kind of interesting to see, that Jordan Brand took that shoe and took, the Shattered Backboard 1, just capitalizing on that popularity and bringing that to, an alternate colorway to that shoe. It would have been easier for them to do, an alternate royal colorway, which is something I would absolutely love to see. But instead they took it in the Shattered Backboard direction, which is interesting. In the future, some other colorways that I might like to see, or I might like to see used on like a Jordan colorway. I would love to see maybe an alternate maroon Jordan 6. Here's obviously the maroon 6. I would love to see maybe a reversal of colors, have a primary maroon shoe with more of a white accent. I think that would be a very, very clean look. Might not be something that I would end up copying, but I think that it would fare fairly well because maroon is a very popular color, especially this time of year. So I think Jordan Brand to capitalize on this shoe would be a definite great move. Another colorway I'd maybe love to see is the Columbia 4s. Definitely maybe some reversal colors with a very nice navy blue leather upper. We've seen that does work on the Obsidian, Pinnacle Jordan 4s. I know we've also seen an alternate Jordan 12. I just remembered that one, which was an alternate from the Cherry Jordan 12. An alternate French Blue, possibly an alternate Flu Game might be an interesting take on things as well. That is basically just my opinion. I basically just wanted to make this video talking about the alternate collection. I want your guys' opinions on it. It's kind of been a hit and miss thing this year. Like I said, we've had a lot of really dud colorways, and the alternates have fared all right as far as popularity, selling, and resale value. So those have fared pretty well in those domains. But I would love to hear your guys' opinions. What do you think of the alternate shoes? What's your favorite? Do you love them? Do you hate them? What do you want to see next? It is Dog with a Vlog, and I will talk to you guys super, super soon. Peace.